Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Lee from Creative Lee on Sunday 3rd of May 2020 with FLOSSTUBE number 23. Coming at you from a very windy, rainy, late autumn, I guess it's late autumn day. And what better day than to stay inside and do some stitching and housework and other really exciting things. We're on day, don't know of lockdown, no idea, I have no idea anymore. Week 6, it's just the sameness of life is what is annoying. Like, there's just nothing to talk about, right? I mean, not really, other than my stitching. But anyway, for those who might have stumbled upon this, it's a cross stitch channel, a channel about cross stitch and random rambling. And if that's not your jam, see ya. Thanks for popping by. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's come back and who leaves me lovely comments. I don't think I've commented on all of last week's comments yet, so I'm really sorry. I'll get onto that this afternoon. But I've just been trying to get a finish today, and so it's just going on midday. Yeah, 11:57. I was trying to get a finish, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't get there. It's so much stitching. I'll show you soon. Oh, I did have some haul arrive, but it's not that exciting. It was some needles. You've seen needles. I don't really need to show my size 28 John James needles. And so it was a small floss and needle order from 123 Stitch that finally arrived. And I just got, I have now the black coffee that I need for my Halloween Quaker. I'm still waiting on the other black that I never can remember. It might be called Blackbird, it might be called something else. That is on its way. I don't know if you can hear that. The wind is just, I mean, we're having like 100 to 120k winds today, which is not normal, but when we do get winds in Wellington, we do get up that high, so it's kind of normal, but we don't have it all the time. But when we do have a windy day here, it's windy, and you don't have anything outside that might blow away, like an umbrella or anyway. So I got a call last week from I'm glad I ordered. Okay, so go back in time a couple of months ago, pre-lockdown. I put an order through Ribbon Rose in Auckland for some stuff, and they called me and said they were out of black coffee. What did I want to do with my order? They were waiting for black coffee to come in. I said, look, just hold all the order until it comes in. I wish I'd said send it and send the black coffee later. Fast forward to now, they're allowed to ship now that we're at level 3. And I got a call I think it was last week from Stephen at Ribbon Rose saying, yeah, they're back, they're going through orders. They still don't have black coffee. What did I want to do? And I said, don't worry about it. I've got black coffee coming from 123 Stitch, which actually got delivered that day. Just swap the two whatever it was, however many I had, just swapped them for some others. So we went through, I grabbed a chart from my stash and just picked a couple, like Dublin Bay Blue, and I have no idea. And anyway, so actually I thought it might have been here yesterday, but it's on its way. So hopefully Tuesday I'll get my Ribbon Rose order, which will be very exciting, and then I can pick up Halloween Quaker and get going on because basically, yeah, black coffee and this other black are the two colours that I need to carry on from where I am. So that's the thread. So yeah, I'm not going to show you, like, I think I got 3 skeins of black coffee because it seems really hard to get, and 3 skeins of another black for another project and a few things. It wasn't much. It was like, yeah, 7. It doesn't matter. So that's my haul, and that's it. That's very exciting, isn't it? But yeah, should have my other order arrive this week. And then I've got a order from Kitten Stitcher, which last update it's in Miami. And it seems from talking to but hearing other people talk about various orders, mail seems to get stuck in Miami for a bit. So it very well could be waiting to be flown here, and like international cargo is sometimes taking a weird route to get here. Because that's sort of largely the only planes that are flying are cargo, but they're not necessarily direct, so they could be hooking up with other, anyway. So we'll see. And I've got a couple of other orders. One other order, the Repro that I ordered last week, which I'm still keeping a secret till it arrives, because otherwise, anyway. God, that's rambly, wasn't it? I think that was like 5 minutes. I haven't got anywhere. I don't have anyone, like, I mean, I have people to talk to. Like, I've got work people to talk to, and no one talking about stitching. So no one gets it, no one understands, except you lovely people who understand. So Sunday, I think Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, I kitted up 4 of the little stay home and stitch, or stay well and be well and stitch. Can't remember what the hashtag is. I'm terrible at Instagramming. I just can't be bothered. I really should be bothered. I'm gonna, if I get good light, I might take pictures of all of the things. I need to take pictures of all the things I've finished and tag the people who designed them and put the damn things up on Instagram. So maybe I'll get that done this afternoon. But anyway, I kitted up 4 little designs, and they all were really little. They were all very quick. Basically, I stitched all of these Sunday evening. So Sunday I stitched 3 of them, and Monday I stitched the other one. Like, one of them took me like not even an hour, I don't think. Okay, stop talking about it and show some stuff. Okay. First one that I stitched, I wrote the names down. Again, they'll be up on the screen with the links to the designs. So the first one is from fiddlesticks_au, at fiddlesticks_au. Don't panic. I stitched this really quick on this kind of green. Again, I've got this leftover pastel stuff from my teddy bear counting book, which I stitched in 1993. Or whenever my nephew was born, so it's been in my stash for a long time. So I'm determined to use up all of this 14 count for this project I'm working on with these Be Well projects, and then I will have no more 14 count Ada in my stash, and that will be great, because when else am I going to use it? So because I put it on this minty green, I changed the Don't Panic. The Don't Panic, I think, is charted for like a kind of goldy orangey sort of colour, which just no on this. So I put in this. These are from the 20s, so they're like 27, 28, something like that. They're three that range, and they're newer colours, and I think it's really cute. I might have changed the greens for the leaves as well. Don't quote me. Remember, it doesn't matter. It's like 8 colours. You can. And this actually is charted. I think the yellow I went with the other shade. Like whatever it was supposed to be, I went 1 up or 1 down because it was a project. But you can work it out right. It's 3 colours for this, 2 colours of red, a yellow, 2 shades of green. Like, it's not that hard to change colours. So, yeah, I've held that up long enough. That is a cute little stitch. Then again, Monday evening, this was such a quick stitch. At Blue Coppice, and I think it's as charted. Don't remember. I might have changed the greens again. If they're in another project, I didn't go and get them. So on this pink, I think it's really cute. Little French knots. Actually, my French knots turned out pretty good, and then I just went and ironed them. So, or whatever, they're a bit flat. But and then again with the split threads, so if you're on 28 count, you'll be a 1/1, but I'm on 14 count Aida, so I just split it. It doesn't come out too bad. It's not the funnest job, splitting Aida to do little mini stitches, but whatevs. Anyway, cute as, the little bumblebees are cute. Oh, it's funny, because the students ago, yeah, I was watching, and I think I was watching the final of the final episode of Survivor David versus Goliath, which screened here last week on Saturday, and then I watched it on Sunday. So I remember stitching those bees watching the final challenge. So it's kind of funny how you look at it and go, I remember what I was doing when I stitched the bees. Then again Sunday, so that one I stitched, and then I stitched this on Sunday evening as well. Very quick at Factura Designs. I changed the leaf colour. I think it was a more bluey. I guess it was charted. Oh, it's slightly different from charted. So I used DMC even though it was charted for, don't remember. But the leaves were a bit blue, so I changed them to more of a green. And the dark colour was a different colour, so that's the as charted, and then this one's like 2 shades darker or something. And then the Be Well, yeah, I just used the dark green from here. I think Be Well was originally charted for a different colour. It may not have been. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Just check if you stitch this one in the chart, there are inconsistencies with this thing. I'm not going to say they're mistakes, they're just inconsistencies, so I changed them so that they were symmetrical. So just, if you don't see it, you don't care, right? But yeah, just tweak to that a little. But it's cute, and on that, again, that country printed Aida from Zweigart. And then Monday, another quick one. I did all quick ones because I think the previous week I did one that taken 4 days. That Stay Home by Satsuma Street took, you know, a good week to do. So this one is foxandrabbitdesigns.com, and completely my own thing. I pretty much grabbed mostly Victorian motto, apart from the lighter green, which the variegated green is a DMC variations, and I kind of didn't go stripy with the, I went stripy with the pot, but up here I kind of went sort of, you know, like this to sort of give it shading within the flower. And in this chart, the Be Well is different to the bird. I made them the same, which is a very dark variegated blue. There is some variegation up close, you can't see it here. So those were the 4 things that I did. Yeah, basically Sunday and Monday, that's what I stitched. So very happy with those. And then I was like, I need a break from these mini things. I needed a break from 14 count Aida. So then I picked up during the week, knowing that I had a new start planned for Friday. So I picked up my Fractal 705. No. This is the wrong card. I need to do another card. Fractal 95. I'm not going to do a whole new card for it. I think it's 95. Yeah, Fractal 95, because I finished the Fractal 705. I finished that in January. I need to look that up on my video. And then I started this one in this month, I think. Anyway, so it's a Fractal 95, but on 18 count Aida, 1/1. And I started this, yeah, this month. Looks like this. It's gonna look like this. Here's all my floss that I pulled for it, because it has 85 colours or 90 colours or something. and I picked that up and I worked more here because this black takes, so I finished off these purple ones, put all this black in, and I filled in some more of this, I was going to say spaghetti, confetti, and I moved over to page 2, which finishes about here. So this black and these blobs take a real quick, and this confetti is like the worst confetti. It is one of one colour, and then you might have, that colour might be up here one stitch, and it might be over here one stitch. So what I thought I might do to make more efficient use of when I thread a needle that I get at least half a dozen stitches in, is I'm going to carry on focusing on the black and the blobs, and then do a bit of confetti, but then I'll have more confetti to fill in because that confetti will fall in other places. The blobs and the black are fun, the confetti is less fun. I don't mind confetti, but this is really real, like true confetti. It's a little bit painful. So the back looks, I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but it's a bit messy. But you are literally doing one stitch and then starting again, one stitch, starting again. It's a bit crazy. Then had my new start on Friday. It was very exciting. Which is my In Friendship sampler from Plum Street. And this is a gift for a friend who doesn't watch my FLOSSTUBE. And I'm doing it on 36 count Merino from Country Stitch. And I'm doing a mix of my own mix of charted with, so I'm doing some charted, some of the fancy floss, so weeks mostly I think, some of the charted DMC, and then I'm tweaking some of my own DMC. So and I started this on Friday morning before work. I got up early and put one row of grass in, and then I did a little bit at lunchtime, and then I stitched Friday evening and Saturday morning, and I got basically that whole bit of grass done, and where that plant goes up there. So yay me. And I am a little, people when they do the charting for the floss, it says you need 2 Oscar, I think, and I'm not even going to use one because I must just be quite frugal. I don't try and be super frugal, but I do use my floss down to, so if I finish and I've got this much left, I'll put it back on the card and I'll start with that next time. I don't throw it away. I think some people do. I don't know. I'm going to have tons of Oscar left, which is fine. But yeah, my little sheep are cute. So the grass is Oscar as charted. The plants are driftwood, but the wrong brand of driftwood. It's a little more variegated than what it looks in the chart. The water is not as charted, but it is a I had it left over from another project. It is Shamrock Classic Colourworks, so I thought that was close enough to a blue. The grass is not as DMC. I started with what was charted and then went one shade lighter because it was too close to Oscar, so the path I should say. And the sheep are as charted, and they're still cute. And I love stitching on Merino. I'm only going to have about an inch. I've only got an 1.5 inch border, but that's okay because that'll be framed pretty close. That way I'll have, it is square, so I'll have a little bit left because I'm doing on a fat 1/8. So I'll have a little bit that I can use for, I don't know, something little. Who knows? But yeah, so that was pretty much, it's quite a lot of stitches. And I'm happy with it thus far. So this is my, I was going to call it monogamous mania, but I won't be monogamous, but I am going to stitch on this every day until it's finished. So it's going to be focus piece, I guess, because I do want to get this finished, and I want to get it finished. So it's for a friend, and I can get it finished, and then I can get it framed, and it'll be ready in time for her birthday in October, which is ages and ages away, but at least it's done. So yeah, yay me. So I get to start on the houses next, whoop whoop, which I'm looking forward to. So I'll start on one of the houses this evening. And I did a shuffle of bags around, so it's going in my zombie bag because I love this bag. It's one of my favourites. And yay. So yeah, started 1st of May. Not a problem, very excited. Then I decided to have a break. What did I do last night? Oh, last night I did a bit of tidying. I decided not to do any stitching. No, Saturday afternoon I thought I'd have a break from stitching, did some other stuff. And then I went through a bag of DMC where I've got too much DMC, where I bought extra skeins of DMC because the pattern said you need to, or I might have thought I'm going to run out. And then I've got, I don't know, 50 sort of duplicate skeins. So I usually run it off my floss card, and then I'll wind the new one on, unless the project looks like it needs quite a lot, in which case I'll buy a new skein for that so I don't have dye lot issues. But when I'm doing these little bits and pieces, and you only need a little bit, it's fine to take it off my floss card. But then I was sort of going to order duplicates sometimes. So I went through and I cut up little bits of cardboard that are the same height as the floss, and I went through that bag of duplicates, wrote on the little card the number, and if I had more than one I just wrote, like, so if I had 3 skeins of 3685, so I'm like 3685, I wrote it 3 times, the idea being that when I go to get that one time and I go, oh, I don't have much left, I can see that I've got it in the bag, so I know I don't need to order more, and then I can, when I grab one out, I'll just cross it off, and then I know next time I've only got 2 skeins left. Similar with 310 and a couple of others, I've got more than one. So I went and then I filed them all the way through my floss box. I have all my DMC bobinated. So that was, I really like doing organising type things, so that might sound like the most painful thing for people, but I really enjoy doing, that helps me relax, doing those kind of mindless, repetitive, don't have to think too hard tasks. I think it's complete antithesis of my job where everything's hard and I've got to think all the time and constantly problem solving, because that's what a project manager does. Otherwise you wouldn't need a project manager. We're the conductor of the orchestra, and when the, I don't know, is there a fifth violin's broken a string, you got to help them sort it out, right? So anyway, that made me happy, and then I could put the bag of floss away, and I know now from my boxes of floss that I've got, I should show you what I'm talking about, because I'm randomly gabbling. So like here's a box, and you can see, so in here I've got like number 21, and I've got a spare skein of 21, so I just pop that behind. Similarly, I've got a spare skein of 22, so I just pop that behind, and yeah, some here, extra ones. So I've just got these little markers, and it makes me happy, and anyway, it makes me happy. So I did that, and then I bought a couple of charts lately, PDFs, and one of them I've decided my next long dog's not going to be a monochrome chart. I've been dithering on it for a long time, and I finally decided just buy it because you love it, and I've loved it from when I first found Long Dog. So I bought Hoity Toity, and I'm not going to do silk, I'm not going to do the fancy floss, I'm happy with DMC. So I went through and I wrote down, because again I love planning projects, so I wrote down what the symbols, so I can have a look at the chart. So I put down the symbols, and then what the DMC was and what the guest was, so I could look up the Gentle Arts to see. And I went through and I picked, and these are not the called for, so So I pulled just a little bit of the floss to put down, and then I was like going, huh. And then I had a look at what the Gentle Arts look like on my screen and what the chart looks like, you know, the PDF. And then I just started making some substitutions. So this is what I think is going to be my floss colorway for Gentle Heart. So these are more purpley than what the DMC. I swapped this. So all the ones that I scribbled out, I mean, I've made changes. So I've swapped a good number of them. And I still might make a couple of further swaps when I get to stitching the piece, like the hollyberry and so the pinky colours. I'm not convinced, but we'll see. And then the black, I'm not sure whether I'm going to swap that. I've seen some people doing it in like a really dark navy, and I think it looks quite cool. But, so I'm either going to do Anchor Black. I've not used Anchor Black specifically, but everyone says it gives better coverage than DMC Black. But I really want to do silk for the black, so I might splurge. I don't want a variegated black, I just want a solid. So I might splurge for some black silk. Of course you need, doing one strand over 2 on 36 count, which is what I would do it on. You need like 32 meters of it. And I am pretty frugal, so yeah. I don't know, we'll see. I don't have the fabric yet. And then I decided I think I'm going to do it on a colour called Fijo from Country Stitch, which again I haven't ordered yet, so you know it's at least a month away from coming. And it sort of has, it's a soft green but a slightly yellowy green, if you're familiar with Fijoa. It's like the Fijoa inside, not the Fijoa outside. If you think about, if you've ever cut a Fijoa, I'm going to cut a Fijoa. I feel like Fijoas aren't that well known everywhere. Does everyone have Fijoas? They're like, we have them in the country because I used to grow up in a more rural aspect. You know, the farms and all that would often use Fijoa hedges between paddocks and stuff. So, you know, and Fijoas just drop and they become, you feed them to pigs. They're like, you can't get rid of all the Fijoas. And I live in the city now, so we pay a fortune, like $9-10 a kg for a freaking Fijoa, for Fijoas. But anyway, so you know, Fijoas. But the inside has these, you know, these browns. I love Fijoas. Yum. So it's the kind of it's those sorts of colours, right? A bit of a hint of green, but it's more the inside. That's what it looks like on screen. So here's my colours. Okay, I have lost the plot, right? It's going to look really good on that colour fabric. So the fabric's described as this soft green and with hints of browns, like, but really soft, and I think it'll look really fantastic. And why do it on white when you could do it on Fijoa? And anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order some Fijoa and just do DMC based on the floss amounts, apart from the black. And I might have to buy a skeiner. No, I probably don't even have to buy anything because I've got plenty of floss. So, and you know, you don't need it all straight away, right? But just have to solve the black issue, which I will do in due course. So I should put the Fijoas away from my stitching, and I'll eat them after this video. I'm not going to eat them. They smell amazing though. I love Fijoas so much. Anyway, so that's going to be, that's going to be, what are we? We're in April. No, May. Did I have a June? There might be a June start. I don't have a June project. So if I get on and order the fabric, then I could start that in June. And that will be very exciting. And, yeah, that might happen. So I did that. So that basically, that took me a good hour fluffing around with that and making a decision. So I think I'm kind of happy with those colours. They're similar to what's, yeah, they're closer to the Gentle Arts colours in there. The DMC conversions, I don't think are, anyway, they're too wishy-washy, I'm going to say. The greens are a bit wishy-washy and We'll see. I'll probably end up changing it again. I don't care. It's fun. So I did that yesterday, and then last night I'm like, okay, I need to have something else to show you folks. The pressure. So I grabbed my, because again, I still didn't finish it, I grabbed my Mysterious Adventure project from Ink Circles, which I can't show you a picture because there isn't one. It's a roll your own adventure kind of chart for a mystery fantasy map kind of thing. So stitching this on 36 count bramble from Picture This Plus, and on a full fat quarter, and using various fancy flosses and DMC and stuff. Start in August. The challenge thing, we got the last packet of icons in December, and it's just, which is fine. It's just that I'm filling in little tiny sprinkles of grass and ocean. And I finished the ocean, so I picked it up and did all the ocean last night, and then decided I needed to do more grass, and now I'm doing more grass. Oh my god, I'm so sick. There's so much, and this is where I'm at, and I was trying to get it finished. So I filled in all of the ocean, all the little wavy, little wavy waves. And then I decided that, because this is what my grass looked like here, where it's quite sparse, these little sprinkly bits are all a bit random, and then I decided it needed to be more full, so then I picked up the other green I used in the project sparingly, which was weak seaweed, and I'm just going through and putting little V's of that all the way through just to fill it in, and it helps dull it down a little, because I think the other two greens were just a bit green, a bit fresh. And I got all of that done this morning. I just got up really early this morning. I woke up at 5 because I couldn't sleep. And all I've got to do now is this top piece, which, given I did all the ocean yesterday evening, and then I've done all of those little green V's this morning, this is only probably another movie. I can get finished. I watched 2 movies this morning. What did I watch first? I don't remember. I don't remember what I watched first thing this morning. It was like at 5 in the morning. I got up, made a cup of tea, and started watching a movie. Started stitching grass. Oh my god, there's so much sprinkles. Oh my, it's like the worst kind of filling ever. It's worse than the confetti. Anyway, so we will get this finished. We will get this finished. And then I thought about putting some names and stuff on. I'm not doing that. And then, but you can kind of see a bit better now the distinction between the ocean and the land. And I really like it now that I've got those stupid little pieces of grass in. I just have to get the top grass done. So yeah, another couple of hours of mindless grass, and it's pretty quick because you just are really counting off of the previous one and kind of going up 3 and across 4, and it's no pattern to follow. So one more movie and we're done. We'll be done with it. So I should have it finished next week. If I might give it a break. I'll finish it. I'm going to finish it. So that's all my stitching. Crazy, eh? I already have plans for what did I just say? That was going to be a June start, eh? Oh, Tara, the 805 Stitcher. Tara, if you watch this, I saw yesterday you're doing... Okay, I'm just going to tell you. The pre-production chart that I've ordered is the Red Deer sampler. Oh my gosh. I saw that on Emily C. Eclectic Possessions. I saw that and I was like, okay, this is a reproduction sampler that stopped me in my tracks. I think it's fantastic. And I just had to go and order it. And then I couldn't find it anywhere. Or anyway, found it somewhere thanks to the New Zealand Stitcher group. They hooked me up with a place in Australia that had the chart and not too bad shipping. So I ordered that. I don't know when it's coming though. But I think, is that the one that you guys are doing? You're doing a sale in July. Was it the red deer sampler? Anyway, someone is. Okay, I'm totally gonna do it whenever you're doing it or whenever you start it. So I think that'll be my July, and I am just in love with it. But I will be changing it. I have this weird thing, and this is me. I'm going to treat it like it's any old chart that I bought, and I'm going to make changes to it. I'm going to personalize it. Now I know that some of the words were a bit hard to. I'm not going to put like the person's name on it and their dates and stuff. Happy to put that on the back, that this is a reproduction or inspired by, or based on a reproduction or modified from a reproduction from this chart. But it just feels weird for me having someone else having something on my wall that someone else stitched, even though they didn't stitch it, they stitched the original. So I'll be tweaking it, and I don't know if that's kosher or not, but happy to acknowledge the original, but then someone else has already taken the original and reproduced it. I just think it's just weird to me to have something on the wall with someone else's name and initials on it that they didn't stitch, even though they stitched the original. So I won't be putting that, whatever those initials are, and I'll probably change at the bottom where there's some text, which we're not sure what it says, but presumably put my name there or something like that. And I'll probably change some of the colours and all that, but it's just phenomenal. I just love the weird flowers. It's from GGR, the red deer sampler from GGR. So it's my issue with reproductions. I think they're fantastic. there's just kind of too many as well. I can't, but it's just strange. Anyway, so if it was you, Tara, I'll have to look at your video again. Too many videos. Keen to do that. So then when the chart arrives, I'll have a look at that one there. I might cough up on some silk, I think. No, it wasn't the red deer sampler. It's the lion, the witch, no, not the lion, the witch, the wardrobe. The lion, the badger and a something. That one. Okay, I need to get that one because that's on my wish list. I think that's the sampler you're starting. Okay, so I don't know when the red deer will start. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Maybe I'll do two. Maybe it'll be 2 in July. That's right. It was the badger something in a unicorn by a scarlet letter. That's been on my wish list for ages, and that is one that I need to order because I love it. And I've seen Jen from Quicks and Stitches / 24 Hours Across Stitch. She's been stitching it. She's doing it full coverage. I totally will cheat and buy a really nice deep greeny fabric and not stitch it full coverage. I don't think I'm going to do the background. We shall see. Anyway, so that is the one that you're doing. That's the one that I want to join in on. So anyway, okay, that's probably enough, right? It's a bit random. I think that this recluse novelty of being a recluse has worn off. Although we did have street drinks. We had street drinks on Friday after we had work. So we have work drinks every Friday over Skype, which is ironic given that we're not allowed to drink in the office anymore, but we can drink at home. So we have drinks, but I kind of bowed out after half an hour. I kind of ran out of things to talk about, right? There's nothing happening. And then we were having someone organised street drinks again, which is basically half a dozen of our houses, and we just go out and wheel our chairs out, or I wheeled my work chair out because it's comfortable-ish. Versus a deck chair or a lawn chair, have a wee drink and that. But even then, I just stayed for about an hour, and then I was like, it's getting cold. I'm gonna go home, eat some noodles, and stitch really. So, but yeah, you can tell I'm getting a bit nuts. But I'm enjoying planning all the projects, and that's all I've got. So, thanks again for listening to me and my ramble. Very excited about hoity-toity. Whoop whoop. Very excited about my red deer sampler if it ever arrives. Very excited. Need to order The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Lion, the Peacock. I don't know, what's it called? I can't remember. Something in a unicorn. A badger and a unicorn. Is a lion a badger, a lion? I don't even know. You know what it's called. I'm going to get that one. I need to order that because that'll probably take like 7 weeks to get here from wherever I order it from. I think it's quite cool. So, yeah. I really like those bright... I like things that are a bit weird, I guess. All the pretty samplers that... I don't even know. I have such an eclectic taste that and it can change. Like I can go from just something monochromatic to something geometric to something random, just literally 900 million tiny little bits of grass on a map. That I just want to stitch. I don't care. I just love colour. I love texture. I enjoy doing stitching. It's much fun. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat my veggie before it goes brown. Yum yum yum. And as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.